Hey, this is Danielle from Black Business Boom in Black Owned Nashville, and I'm here with Liv Cadet from Life with Liv. I'm excited today. We're going to be learning about the podcast. I am loving what you're doing. So tell everybody first of all, welcome, Liv. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. And tell us a little bit about the podcast.
Awesome. So Life with Liv is a 15-minute guide to guide you to like the Nashville hottest bars, establishments, lounges, anything that has alcohol involved. Liv is there, right? So I just want to give you, the deets on where to park, what to expect when you get there, how to read the room. I give you the rundown on what I ordered when I got there. I also rate the places. I love hospitality. So this is my thing. This is my niche.
I love it. What inspired you?
So I'm not a podcaster. I don't think I am, right? So I was asked to be on Creatives Over Cocktails, and we were just brainstorming on things that like, what do you do, Liv? Like, I go out, I have a good time. Like I'm always out. And so me and the creators, the producer came up with, okay, we're going to give people what they need. So the inspiration was anytime I go out, I always notice, that there's always somebody that may not know how to read the room. They may not be dressed appropriately. Not even just when I go out, just working in hospitality, because I've been working in hospitality for 17 years. So I always just working. I never, not noticed that somebody didn't know what they were getting themselves into. Like you might go to a lounge and you might not be wearing the right thing, right? Or you may not realize that this is more of like a hype place and not like a chill date night type of place. So that was the inspiration, give people what they need. And then COVID like messed up everything for everyone. And like I had an IGTV show called Tip Your Bartender. And with Tip Your Bartender, I was pretty much resurrecting all of these places, like letting people know, hey, these places are still out there. Even if you don't want to go in and like actually sit down because you're COVID introverted, you're scared, you're afraid, spend some money some other kind of way, buy a gift card, like send somebody there, send some love. And so with that came, Life with Liv, like, because I was still going out. I was still leaving the country and I'm not afraid. I want to continue to, we lost a lot of bars and a lot of great places, right? And I don't want that to happen. I want people to enjoy it. I want hospitality to continue to thrive in Nashville. I am a true Nashvillian.
Okay.
And so these are the inspirations.
I don't know why all of a sudden started echoing, but hopefully everybody can hear me okay. So I love this. I think that, there's so many transplants coming to Nashville, myself being one of them. 5 years ago, I knew no one in Nashville. I knew none of the spots. I was relying on Google and Google reviews to tell me what to expect when I get there. And we know, first of all, they're not always accurate. They can be very biased. And we know that many of them are not necessarily giving advice based on what our community would expect. So I love that you're giving the perspective from a Black woman so that I know as a Black woman what to expect when I'm going different places, but also a great way to learn about different places because it's just so much going on. And again, we just don't know what's open, what's not open because of COVID. So are you giving us some tips or telling us, about their COVID protocols and things like that as well?
All of the above for sure. So on a couple of my shows, I have mentioned that if you weren't vaccinated, then that probably wasn't the place for you because a lot of places are asking for a full vaccination record. But not all these places. I'm not picking and choosing. So I'm able to go wherever I want. But not everyone is. So I am giving people the protocol, like, hey, they want you to mask up. Hey, you do need to go in with with your records if you have them, or this may not be the place for you, skip it. So definitely. And so what we're aspiring to do is just have a Rolodex of like, okay, you're going here, that's where this is the episode you need.
Yeah.
And I want people who are transplants, who are bachelorettes, people who are visiting for the first time, bachelors. You know, you might come for TSU homecoming, you might come for this, you might come, you know, for whatever. You might be here for a game. And I want you to listen to my podcast so you know what to expect. You know, you may be a single person and you want to know, are there singles there?
Yeah.
Where to attract these, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm giving you all the deets. And
that's super important, Liv, because when I moved here, I was very single, and I was like, is it gonna be some men over there? Like, because I don't really want to go to a place that has a bunch of couples, like, and I'm trying to meet somebody. So even as a single person, I think it's extremely useful. But even as a coupled person now, to kind of know what the vibe is like you said, is it a date night spot? Should I wait and go with my homegirls? Like, what is the vibe is super important. Tell us what else type of information, what other type of information can we expect on the podcast episodes? Because 15 minutes is quick.
15 minutes is quick. So
which I love, because I'm not one to sit still and listen to things for too long. I love that.
ADHD is very you know, rampant amongst us. So I want to get your attention, get you to know where you're going to go, where you're going to park, what you're going to wear, what's on the menu, what you should try, what my favorite things were. So I'm going to give you all those deets. I'm also going to run down if they have happy hour specials. What day of the week should you go if you're trying to avoid a crowd? Do they have valet? Parking is a major thing for sure in Nashville, because we're like Nash Vegas at this point, right?
Yeah.
This is like a mini LA. Like, that's most where the transplants are coming from, is California. Mm-hmm. Hello, Californians. Y'all are the reason we are in traffic, right? Yeah. So I want you to know all the deets, so you'll know what to eat, what to order. I'll try out these drinks for you. I don't mind getting a little tipsy for you. So all these things will be on the podcast. They have been on the podcast. Life with Liv is going to be, I aspire it to be in everyone's subscription list. It's everywhere. It's on every streaming platform.
Go ahead and add it to your list. I absolutely love it. Can we expect you to at some point get into like doing different events, like giving us information? Because we have a lot of recurring events that happen in Nashville, and a lot of times we don't really know what to expect from those specific events.
Yes, actually on, I believe it was either the second or third, I think it's the second episode, I talked about boom bap. So Rosemary hosted the last boom bap that I went to. And so I did discuss that, and I talked about what boom bap was. So I do want to, highlight the events that we do have in Nashville. We have a lot of fun events, and I definitely want to let people know about all these events. So yes, I am telling you about, recurring events, because I definitely want you to be able to listen to this show at any time of the year and know what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah. I literally, boom bap was the exact event I was, thinking about, it's changed venues and, all kind of things. So to just kind of know what to expect from that event or other events that are recurring every month or every quarter is super cool as well. This is really exciting, and I think it's really innovative and amazing, and really a great resource for the community, just to be like, we want to go somewhere this weekend. Like, let's see what Liv says this weekend.
And, I might have visited a place that you have never, even thought about going, and you'll listen to me like, oh, that sounds good. Like the latest episode, I think that a lot of people would enjoy this spot. Most people. So I do have on episode 4, Pearl Diver. That's interesting. And then also on my socials, I share visuals and pictures and videos. So you can also, go on Life with Liv, the podcast, on IG and see these things, and on TikTok. But yes, most definitely you'll get the visuals, you'll get the, the actual pictures. Because, some of those Google pictures, like you said, they're kind of outdated, not great, So I am.
Even some of the places are not even open, all that. So I love it. Someone's asking for your email address. Do you have a Life with Liv email address we can give out to folks? Or should
An
they?
email address. So everything's gonna go to. So we'll put that on. Can you put a call to
Yeah,
action on there for that?
absolutely. And of course, you can go to social media. So, like she said, Life Will Live on IG and TikTok. You can always DM there. So
You can
that's what
DM
I
it.
so
Slide into them
slide
DMs.
in the DMs.
But not because you're trying to shoot your shot
No.
now.
But we definitely want everybody to click the link that's in the caption, go and check out the podcast. It's on Apple, it's on Spotify. This is a great resource for us to learn what's going on, especially as we're starting to get back out. Folks are starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. But again, Liv is going to tell us, maybe you should stay away from there if you being COVID cautious. Maybe you should wear your mask. You need to have your vaccine card, all of those things. So I am loving this and will definitely be using it as a resource for myself as I'm starting to try to creep back out a little bit. I think this is a great resource, but even beyond COVID, I think it's a fun thing. And I would love for everyone who uses the podcast as a resource to then come back to the Black People Making Moves Facebook group. Tell us about the place that you discovered and how you found it on Life Will Live and what your review is as well.
Yeah. And then if you have a special place that you want to go to, but you haven't been and you want somebody to try before you do, send it to my DM and I'll go review it and I'll find out all the deets for you.
I love it. And I'm sitting here thinking about a Black-owned Nashville collab, how we can get you to some Black-owned businesses for the podcast. So we're going to work on that. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited about the podcast. I wish you all the best, but I know it's going to blow up because it's an amazing, innovative idea and much needed here in the Nashville market. So everybody, make sure you click that link that's in the caption. I'm also dropping it in the comments. Hit the link tree. It'll take you directly to Spotify, Apple, or Great Combo to be able to check out the podcast. Go learn about some new Nashville venues. Thank you so much for joining me, Liv.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody.
Y'all have a good, wonderful day. And thank you for having me on.
Absolutely.